Hey guys, it's in the money. I'm in bed at a sphincterotomy. Hey, so I just want to get this out of the way. As per usual, this is not financial advice. This is straight up pharmaceutical grade, post-op pain med rage bait. I'm literally butthurt from surgery. I'm sore, pissed, I'm a little tired and loopy, and I'm about to short a goddamn bird. Help me make sense of that. So let's talk about Duolingo. It's everywhere right now. This is from their latest shareholder letter. And when I read this, I almost injected bleach into my brokerage account. I even Googled to see if anybody still performs lobotomy. Even bleach in the eyes might be a good idea. They're literally bragging that they're shifting away from their monetization to long-term AI bet. They think they're going to ride this AI wave like with a skateboard duct taped to a Roomba. It just doesn't make sense. You get the point. Duolingo is out of place here to think, oh, we have an AI wave, let me hop on board, right? Like, what are you doing? You're a language learning app. That doesn't even work very well. Like, I used you for like many hours in the past, and I remember Indem Taxi and like Milsh. That's about it. And now they think they're going to brute force their way into becoming a like world-class AI tutor across maybe multiple subjects. One that's as effective and engaging or more than a real human being. Do they have any idea what that entails? That's not just a hard problem. That's like the final boss of like education technology. It's like announcing you're going to outsing Adele using like a kazoo. It's absurd. We're not even at that point in AI development where that's like very possible. And there's already, different groups that are taking this on. To dump all your money into the trend, the fad of AI when your company definitely doesn't need it, where they could put focus into making their app actually effective and then make more money over time, and then as AI develops, then they can start putting that into their business model. That makes way more sense. But like, sure, take your monetization lever, the one that was like finally working, and rip it off the console. Burn your margin. That's totally fine. What could go wrong? Instead of doing like the hard, unsexy work of making their app suck less, at best in 6 years, I'll have an AI tutor misunderstand me when I'm saying like Boku or whatever for baboon, and asking me over and over to say it right again, to the point where I'm smashing my iPhone 24 Pro Max into the pavement. And you think that's getting fixed with AI? Like, buddy, we can't even get Siri to set a timer for 4 minutes without having a panic attack, honestly, on both ends. And I think we should be asking the obvious, like, what the hell is this pocket tutor going to look like? The bird? Like the talking bird? The cartoon girl with the Gen Z bangs and the dead eyes telling you like très bien as you butcher every other syllable? Or is it going to be like a weird semi-human uncanny valley nightmare that kind of haunts your dreams and charges you $19.99 a month to whisper like conjugations in your ear? I mean, at least at that point I'd have more material to burp the worm to. But even if they pull this off, and this is like a crazy Jupiter-sized if, the capex to build a real-time personalized, emotionally aware, pedagogically,
Pedagogically?
the capex to build a real-time, personally aware, pedagogically sound AI tutor will obliterate their margin for years. And if they get it working, it'll be so good they can't even underprice it anymore. So you might as well just pay for like a real tutor. It's straight up like a kamikaze mission, but instead of a plane, it's their fucking owl with a blindfold on, like dive bombing into a pit of spikes with a big like vision. Like, boy, you blind. So like, let me be clear. I like the dream. I love the idea. Like, if that could be a thing, like, great. Because people who want to learn languages, they don't necessarily want to go talk to a tutor. And in person would be great, but if you talk to a tutor online, it's kind of clunky, and you don't know the quality you're going to get, and you don't know where to go exactly, and learning on your own is extremely difficult. So having like a pocket tutor at the drop of the hat would be great. So the idea, I love it. But as an investor, this is like I don't know, like clown shoes. It's like a company walking around in clown shoes. They're lighting their margins on fire, and they're calling it innovation. This is like driving a 1996 Camry across like black ice, trying to get to a strip club before they close in like 5 minutes, and assuming you don't just like spin out and combust into flames. Like, sure, you might make it. Sure, there might be a teacup orbiting Jupiter, but more likely you skid it off the street. You roll your car like 30 times before crashing into a car wash, and like I said, abruptly combusting into flames and quickly dying with a boner. They've grown monthly active users like weeds. That's obvious. It's been increasing quite rapidly, which is maybe giving people a lot of confidence, and maybe giving people on X and other places saying like it's a great value buy. But I'll get to that in a second. But it's with the same delusional logic that they're laying eggs. So they're growing active users like weeds. Like if you leave your Animal Crossing place alone for too long, that's what's happening. It's like bunnies breeding like fucking bunnies do in front of kids on Easter, with the same delusional logic that they're laying eggs with candy, or that any of that has to do with a crucified cult leader. But this is not a sticky product, it's a novelty. It's gamified dopamine, for real. Like when you use it, it's obvious it's gamified and meant to just give you dopamine hits for pretend learning. And it's for people who want to feel like they're learning without actually having to, learn. Like if you actually have put in the effort to try to learn a language, you realize you have to use multiple tools, multiple forms of media, and be drowning yourself in it all the time. And I've done that for extended periods of time, just like everybody else. I end up gassing out because it's so exhausting. So that's why the idea is so great, but the implementation is just impossible. Browse any language learning subreddit, and you'll realize you have to incorporate hours of study from a broad list of sources to actually make progress. Like I studied enough French to call Duolingo petit chien, but I didn't need their help for that. I just remember in French 2 in high school, my professor said that to me when I got a D. I mean, ask anyone who's spent 30 minutes on Duolingo. You don't leave fluent. Well, obviously not after 30 minutes, but even hours. You leave annoyed. You leave with a vague understanding of what it would be like to order a baguette without having a stroke. But people in France don't say like je voudrais or whatever, je voudrais for everything. They don't say je ne sais pas. They say je ne sais pas, or even sais pas, depending on the context. And good luck getting that nuance through their outdated cartoonish characters that I'm supposed to believe are going to teach me language as good as a tutor. And in what time frame again? Until their business either dies or they somehow slide across the black ice, get launched out the front windshield and land in the exclusive section of that gentleman's club. Like it's almost like they put a price tag on their stock for $0, except for when they finally stop spending all their money. But at that point, their UI will be so fudged up and they'll have so much ground to make up. So now they're saying they want to invest more into long-term AI because they believe this is going to become like a massive business and a massive benefit to their business. But this is not Google. This is not OpenAI. This is a company with a cartoon bird mascot who somehow thinks that their ragtag team of devs is going to outpace like a multi-model LLM trained on $2 billion of H100 chips to compute. I lost my train of thought, but the core competency isn't AI, it's engagement, right? It's addictive sounds, it's push notifications, and now they think they're NVIDIA. And I love the vision, but that's not how they make money. The people who use Duolingo, and I'm sorry to the people who do because I've used it myself, and I think it's a fine adjunct to other things, if you just want to make sure that you get a little done each day, but it's just an adjunct. It's meant for dumb people. It's meant for people who want dopamine hits to think that they're actually learning a language when they are indeed not learning almost anything at all. I mean, I've learned some things like in the taxi and milk from cafe or whatever in German after many hours of study, but that's all I remember. They're not NVIDIA, and trying to be, or any big AI company, and trying to be is the fastest way to kill what little edge they actually have, and that works until the markets stop believing, and that's what you're seeing right now. That's I'm sure I put my put option somewhere earlier on in this video. I'm running off of 3 hours of sleep, and I am, let's just say, under the influence. The market stops believing in them. That's what's being represented here. When I read that from their earnings, I was like, wow, they just slapped a $0 price tag on their stock. They're not an AI company. Not yet. They should take advantage of it later. Gamify the fuck out of it. Make idiots buy it. Make them feel like they're learning a language. Make as much money as possible. Let AI develop and then launch into that. But not when you only have like $1 billion in cash. You're not going to be able to make something that looks like a real person that is, like they said, as good or better than an actual tutor across multiple subjects. That just doesn't even happen yet. And people call this a growth stock, but it's not. It's a growth trap. The market cap assumes future dominance in a category they're inventing as they go. So yes, I'm shorting Duolingo, not because I don't like the idea, not because I don't want people to learn languages, but I think this is a perfectly good company that's about to destroy itself with straight up hubris. Like, I think they have this idea that, wow, let's go big, we can really do it. And like, I get that's great, but it actually is more cute than anything because they are not strategically positioned for that. If they focused first on growing the quality of their instruction to the point where people were actually meaningfully learning languages instead of paying to pause their streak, which is the dumbest thing ever. Like, what's the point of a streak if you can pause it and then resume the next day and pretend like you never stopped? That just goes to show it's for idiots. Anyway, they would continue to grow to the point where years would pass, like I said, their stock would grow, their cash on hand would grow, and AI innovation might make this an actual possibility for them. They think they're building the future of education. They're actually building a $13 billion chat bot in a bird costume at best. That's not a bet I want to be long. Now, would I necessarily short this in isolation? No, but if you've seen my other video, it's more of a rage hedge, a hate hedge. I just hate this company so much, and most of my portfolio is long on a bunch of leaps, so this is kind of my hedge, and I just hate this company. Anyway, you can join Autopilot in the description below and follow my trades. You can join the Discord in the description below and join the premium section to see my options trades. Autopilot is much more hands-off. The trades happen in your actual account, but it's just stock. So if you want to talk to me and see my options trades, then you can join my Discord as well, or do both. Autopilot is much cheaper for that reason, because I'm not so hands-on. And if there was an inverse ETF for Duolingo, you bet your ass you'd find it in there. But regardless, I'm like up 60-something% all time since I initiated in I think it was the end of January of this year. Anyway, not financial advice. I'm literally recovering from surgery on my rear end, and I am just absolutely mad about German grammar. And this is in the money. I have equipment for my studio coming in, and as soon as I get my sanity back from sleep and can actually use the toilet without barfing in my mouth and crying, I will be back in the studio making you guys the content you truly deserve. But I couldn't let this one go much longer. This is in the money. Peace out.